Try Jesus, not me, 'cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me, because I'm fine. I know what he said about getting slapped, but if you touch me or mine, we gon' have to scrap. So, try Jesus, please don't try me, because I'm fine. I have no problem laying these hands. Try Jesus, don't try me, 'cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me, because I'm fine. Oh, you said, turn the other cheek. Oh, but that's one part of the Bible that just don't sit right with me. So try Jesus, please don't try me, 'cause I find I have no problem laying these hands.
What's good, everybody? This is D Moss, hanging out with my man CEO Self from Reign Forever Music Group down in Atlanta, Georgia. And today they're going to talk with everybody about protecting your intellectual property rights. It's critical. We have a lot of people putting out music, putting out their poetry, writing short stories, doing all types of stuff, and haven't secured their intellectual property. So at this point, I'm introducing my man CEO Self. He's a professional in the field. He's been a part of the music industry for well over 20, 25 years. Looks young, but that brother's been around the block, and he knows his stuff. He knows it thoroughly. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to my man CEO Self, and I'm going to let him take it over from there.
What's up? What's up, D Moss? Nice to finally get a chance to chop it up with you. And you know, I always love empowering other independent people, whether it's writers in music, writers in poetry, writers in anything. You're an author in anything, you need to definitely tap in and just, you know, be able to be empowered to make all the money.
Absolutely.
So how you want to do this, man? Like this is great. I know I got like 5 things I want to talk to these guys about, and really just foundation building to give them an opportunity to really secure and protect the ownership of their work, and then be in a position to monetize successfully to the last dime that they possibly can make.
Okay, so let's start with this. Let's say I'm an independent artist, and I have music. I'm starting to put my music out there. I'm building a name for myself. My music is quite marketable. People like it. I haven't taken care of my publishing, my copyright. I've done none of that. Where do I start? What do I do? Just talk to me like I'm in the 3rd grade.
Okay, so so there's 5 mandatory steps that any individual who's creating music need to take when it comes to protecting their assets and being able to monetize themselves. Now, of course, you jump online, you jump on YouTube. There's so many different ways people are doing it. A lot of people fail to talk about the very bare minimum, the absolute basics when it comes to this. So the 5 steps I'm going to talk about is 1, actually becoming a business, right? Most people don't know that in any business, whether it's creative or not, you should be setting up some sort of sole proprietorship or some type of entity with your local government to put yourself into a place of to actually get the benefits of being in business. So becoming a business is the very, very, very first part of it all. I think Jay-Z said that the iconic line, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. And then that line right there is very, very important, especially when it comes to creative individuals trying to pursue a career in the music field. Another artist that done that was like Chance the Rapper. If you go look at Chance the Rapper, P lines, and the P lines are the things that you see on the bottom of your iTunes song or whatever the case may be. It's going to say Chance the Rapper LLC. And that, I promise you, is the very first thing you need to do, is to identify what kind of business structure you need to have before you even release the music. Step one. Step two is making sure you copyright your material. Okay, it's two forms of copyrights that really make sense when it comes to music, and one of them is the PA form PA, and the other one is form SR, which is sound recording. Form PA is really the copyright that says that you've created the underlying music, like you made the music that we're hearing. Form SR is the copyright that gives you the right to perform your own music and puts you in a position to give other people the right to perform their own music. And that is super, super important when it comes to owning your material and then monetizing it. Because when you do sync deals and licensing deals with TV and film, they really want to make sure that your sound recording copyright is in place and is done properly, so that they don't have any hiccups down the line when it comes to monetizing the song, right? So that is very important to get done. Step three will be obtaining your codes. Okay, obtaining your codes is it sounds easy, but it's not. Most people upload their material to DistroKid, TuneCore, and there's this little section where they say, do you have an ISRC code? If not, it's okay, we will provide one for you. Or they ask you, do you have a UPC code? If not, it's okay, we'll provide one for you. What you don't want to do is let them provide it for you. You want to do the research and go obtain your own ISRC code and your own UPC code, so that you can really own the property that you're releasing. If not, the ISRC code, TuneCore, and DistroKid, and all those other DSPs basically owns the music, and it just has like a sub column where it says D-Moss did it, basically. But they still have to go through Sound DistroKid or TuneCore, whatever the case may be, to get to you. You don't want that to happen. You want to own it and control your own catalog, so that all those rights of positioning that record is solely on you in order for you to monetize it. So we can keep going. Like step 4 is registering your songs on the PRO. A PRO stands for the Performance Rights Organization. It's a misunderstanding when people think ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC is publishing. So when you probably had a lot of people say, oh, I got my publishing squared away, I got my ASCAP, or I got my BMI. A lot of people don't understand that ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, and even Sound Exchange, they're no better than the collection companies that call your phone to make sure you pay a bill on time, or whatever the case may be. They're not the specific publisher. They're not publishers. You're the publisher. You see what I'm saying? And your job is to identify which one of these organizations to represent you in collecting the royalties that's owed to you from the public, right? And that's what ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, and Sound Exchange job is. Their job is to go out and tell Starbucks, hey, yo, you're playing D-Moss song, you owe him money, right? And their job is to collect that money and get in touch with the publisher of that song, which should be you, and say, here's your check, essentially, right? And
Right.
Sound Exchange they do the same thing, but they just focus on digital assets. So like Pandora, and whoever's playing your record or your material online, or if you're distributing a book on, for example, Amazon or whatever the case may be, these companies' job is to protect their creators and collect the money of the creators.
Okay.
And it can be really difficult to do that math in collecting your royalties, especially when it comes down to how much you're getting paid and all this different stuff like that. So what I typically advise the people I consult is to set up an account with this company called Songtrust. Songtrust's job is to basically be your administrative arm for that publishing administration aspect. So you sign up, it's like $100 it's a one-time fee, but their job is to collect, administer, issue out licenses, negotiate licenses for you, and it just automates your whole situation. So you know what I mean? Like, you will want to sign. I tell everybody I meet with, look, sign up with Songtrust because it's going to make your life easier, but you can't sign up with them until after you decided what performance right organization you want to sign up for. All right. The last thing that is super important, and I already kind of covered it, was Sound Exchange. Sound Exchange is the absolute bank of all banks when it comes to the material you release online. So Sound Exchange, choose your PRO, sign up with Songtrust, and make sure your codes are situated when it comes to your ISRC codes and your UPC codes, and then basically just set yourself up as a business. Those are the 5 most important things that needs to be taken care of. That's a solid foundation. You'll be able to make a lot of money if you can.
So let me ask you a question. With your ISRC code, and for those that don't know, that's the International Standard Recording Code. It's a unique identification system for sound recordings, music video recordings. Each IRC code identifies a specific unique recording and can be permanently encoded into a product as a kind of a digital fingerprint. So if I go through DistroKid to get my music distributed and they provide me with an IRC, what is it? The ISRC code. I'm gonna mess up.
ISRC code, yeah.
So if they provide me with a code, what are my benefits? Do I benefit from that long term? Do they can have a right to my property? How does that work?
They basically have a right to your property. Like they control it. Basically, they gotta. So if somebody likes your song and you decide to license that song to me, and DistroKid release the record, I have to get permission from DistroKid. Really? It's not enough for you to say okay.
Really?
Correct. Now, if you own
a lot of those online distribution companies, they do that. CD Baby does it, DistroKid does it. There's quite a few of them. You can go on Fiverr. There are people saying, "Hey, pay me $60, and I would get your ISRC code." So you would strongly suggest that people not go that route.
Nah, because it's only $85 for you to get an ISRC code in your own name or company name. So why would you pay somebody else to control? Because that's their code. They just giving you the last 4 numbers on it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I tell dudes all the time. Like if they don't understand that it's important, like those numbers, UPC codes and ISRC codes, that's how you own your so-called masters. You see what I'm saying? Like whoever really facilitates the sound recording, the UPC code, and the ISRC code owns what happens with the record. You see what I'm saying? So you be putting yourself in a situation to always have this quiet middleman in your situation, and you don't have to have that quiet middleman in your situation.
So what would happen if you went to re-release that single but using a different company?
So say if you re-release the same single, okay, and instead of you going with DistroKid, you went with TuneCore. All right. Now this is how they get you, right? In order for you to go from TuneCore to DistroKid or vice versa, what happens is that ISRC code and that UPC code has to transfer over to the other side. So TuneCore still owns they still have claim of the record because it's their ISRC code. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't use it, then you're starting from scratch. You dig what I'm saying? So like if you don't use that, then you lose all those streams that you got.
Wow. So so I put out a book of poetry and the same thing, create space through Amazon. They provide me my UPC code and everything. So I'm still dealing with the same thing. They pretty much service my publisher. They own the license to distribute that book at that point. Correct?
Yeah, because Amazon is going to give you a, what is it? AIM. It's a it's a AMI code or something like that. I'm gonna find it out and text it to you. But they own that, just like that's equivalent to the ISRC code in the music business.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then if you have if you go to G1 UPC, right? You go to GS1US .org, you could get your own UPC code and you can move those around where you want them to go.
Huh. Okay.
So instead of getting it from Amazon, you know what I mean? You own your own UPC code. So say your book is not doing well with Amazon, right? You say, yo, I want to keep all my analytics, all my metrics, right? And I want to take that book and go start selling it in Apple Books or Yahoo Books or whatever the case may be, right? And if you don't take your UPC code with you, you lose the metrics. You'll be having to say, oh yeah, I sold 1,000 copies in Amazon. But it would be, unless you're great at keeping your records, you won't really have proof of that. Unless you pull that UPC over, then all those numbers keep adding up.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying?
I do. And I tell you, and I know a lot of folks like running open mics and running venues for years. I know that there are people who have booked CDs and they're all proud of that little barcode on the back.
Right.
I don't think a lot of it's like, especially in this region, I'm not sure how many of them have actually taken the time to get, go through the process to learn the business behind the business, which is what you're talking about. For upcoming artists, where would they go to start? Would they hire someone like you to do that for them? Where can they get this information?
So it's 2020. D-Moss, like they can find all this information online, right? But of course, I would love for them to call me or jump on our website, right? Our website is being redesigned right now, and we should be up and running by next week. But our website will have a bunch of resources that they could just jump on and book me to do some consultation for them, or kind of put their own resources together and do some a la carte services that will help them get ahead. You know what I mean? But the whole goal for us at the end of the day is, however they decide to do it, our whole purpose is to make sure that individuals stay independent. You see what I'm saying? Like when you're independent, you own all these codes.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop you right there for a minute. We're gonna come right back. I gotta do a little video interlude. But for all the folks who are watching, go anywhere. I want to make sure that we get some play from some young aspiring artists as we do this. So I want you to come back and pick up right where we're leaving off. Is that cool?
That's fine, man. I'm yours, buddy.
All right. This is from a young artist. His name is Shamrock, local cat. He's from the 413 area. Appreciate it. I dig this cut.
Let's go.
Okay, I got to correct myself. This is from Dolly Rock. He's an artist out of Seattle, Washington. So here we go, y'all. We're going to start it over. This is Dolly Rock, Seattle, Washington.
Made me wanna get right. If you gotta show me what it hit like. His little mama told her good night. If you gotta shorty what it look like. She wanna rise, so I had to tell her hurry up. This ain't new, girl, we do this on the regular. Like up, high up, I don't wanna come down. Hit her phone up, I'm too drunk, tell her meet me downtown. Girl, I'm young and I'm feeling like pop, girl, I get around. Girl, I heard that you lost your heart, look what I found. Heard you wanna take a risk, I might put a diamond on your fist. Love it when you start to throw a fit. 30 minutes past, you probably wanna kiss. Girl, your moves got me going in circles. I'm a player, but I don't wanna hurt you. There's some things that I do this on purpose. First you down, now you wanna act nervous. Big body in the fast lane, 82 slow, gotta speed it up. We in the bed, make a mess, shorty, clean it up. Know that I've stepped in the past, please don't bring it up. Posted a pic, nah, shorty, you can leave it up, leave it up. 3:58, now I'm hitting up your phone, pick it up. Night still young, I'm a one, I'm not done. Made me wanna get right. If you gotta show me what it hit like. His little mama told her good night. If you gotta shorty what it look like. She wanna rise, so I had to tell her hurry up. This ain't new, girl, we do this on the regular. Like up, high up, I don't wanna come down. Hit her phone up, I'm too drunk, tell her meet me downtown. Girl, I'm young and I'm feeling like pop, girl, I get around. Girl, I heard that you lost your heart, look what I found.
Look, it's in my possession now. Yeah, I won't let it hit the ground. Yeah, I just think you got a lot of problems with your exes and they let you down. Yeah, you should know I'm always around. Even for the bullshit, shawty. Like when you get too sauced at a party, I gotta tell Knox stop recording. I told you 4 drinks, that should be a warning. But them drinks got your ass all up on the floor, though. Was trying to get you here and get you on this park, though. Just really hoping you could put me on the shot, though. Yeah, you know I know. And if that shit too fast, snap a photo. I gotta get to my brothers, no ho-ho. I'm really hoping that pussy don't drop me loco. Tell your friends that you with me tonight. You like it so we gon' take it easy.
Made me wanna get right. If you gotta show me what it hit like. His little mama told her good night. If you gotta shorty what it look like. She wanna rise, so I had to tell her hurry up. This ain't new, girl, we do this on the regular. Like up, high up, I don't wanna come down. Hit her phone up, I'm too drunk, tell her meet me downtown. Girl, I'm young and I'm feeling like pop, girl, I get around. Girl, I heard that you lost your heart, look what I found.
Yeah, that was brand new cut by my man Dolly Rock out of Seattle, Washington. I'm sorry, yeah, Seattle, Washington. So whatever you do, look him up, dig his music, man. Check him out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, whatever it is. He's out there. So make sure you look it up. digging his music. Got a really hot album right now. Right now, I'm still on my man CEO Self out of Atlanta, Georgia. First of all, how's the weather down there, bro?
Oh, it's great, man. We ain't we're getting a lot of rain.
Okay, well, I guess we're getting that too. So I'm gonna turn it back over to you, hoping you can pick up right where you left off at, because I know I have some questions for all of our folks out there watching. If you have questions or comments regarding protecting your intellectual property, feel free to drop a comment in the thread, and we'll try and get to that. Here we go.
For sure. All right, so I'm just seeing these text messages. But so the at the end of the day, if you own your codes, you basically own your record. All right, and owning your record is what's going to position you to make all the money instead of partial money, and give you the ability to actually leverage great partnerships down the line without having to add anybody else into the situation. Okay, so it's like, if you own all your money, if you execute every one of these steps 1 through 5, and just to run back through it for the people that just tapping in, 1 is to set up a business somewhere with your local government and the Secretary of the State, whatever state you're in. 2, make sure you copyright your music using your business entity with your personal information in there. You're going to do the PA form and the SR form. And then 3, obtain all your codes, ISRC codes and your UPC code. Number 4, make sure you register your songs with a PRO, which is a performance rights organization, ASCAP, BMI, CSAT, and then set up your account with SoundExchange. Now, one thing I want to add about SoundExchange is SoundExchange isn't for the producer. It's only for it's for the sound recording copyright owner. So what that means is only the so-called business or the record label who owns the copyright can set up an account with SoundExchange, and then the artist, the performer, can set up an account with SoundExchange. The producer can't set up an account with SoundExchange at all. So I wanted to be clear about that. The next thing is make sure you set up an account with Songtrust. Songtrust is an administrative company. Their job is to administer your publishing rights and be that go-between, so that they negotiate your licensing deals, make sure they collect all your money, go to your PRO and make sure they're not skimming you off off the top, because it's your job as the publisher to make sure either ASCAP, BMI, or CSAC is paying you your right money. Because, most of these guys don't think that a small independent artist have the infrastructure to go and police what they're getting from these PROs. And that's where Songtrust comes in, and they do a great job of making that happen. You know what I mean? They'll go behind them and make sure all the money is full up front. You know what I mean? And they typically take, I don't even think they take any money. It's a one-time fee, $100 fee up front. And if they taking anything, it's probably like 15%, which is the normal administrative fee of a publishing administrator.
Got you.
You did?
I'm following you. I'm just trying to take it all in because there's a lot of information. I did have a question. So it doesn't matter. Label, especially if you're an indie artist, you should definitely be doing this, correct?
Absolutely. The information I'm giving you right now is for the independent artists, because the major labels already know. That's how they getting you in, and that's how they signing you. They got all the infrastructure to execute these steps without a problem, right? It's the independent artists who are just thirsty to create music, and they talented, and they just want to put it all out, but they miss all these steps, and then they wonder why they never got a check in the mail. No royalty check or anything, and they just like, I'm not worried about the money. Look, you're doing this to make a career out of it as well, right? That's what you should be doing it. So in order to make a career out of this, you got to make sure you are able to make some money with when you're doing it. So I don't care if it's $1 to $100, $300, whatever you're getting in the mail. When you're set up right and your foundation is locked in and is loaded, then it could be 75 cents. You will want that to hit your account. You see what I'm saying? Because you know that you're set up right. So whenever you start to scale and your record starts to perform and you start charting and you're getting 1 million+ streams on Spotify and your Apple is going crazy and all this other stuff, you know, all that money is coming back to you and you got a sustainable business within the career of music as an independent artist. You see what I'm saying? From that point.
Got you. Okay.
So it is a lot, D-Moss. It's a lot. It takes a lot of time. These steps sound easy because I'm just rambling them off, but everybody need to take time to go do the resource and make sure these 5 steps are set up before they even release a record, technically. You know what I mean? If not, they just falling victim to all these ads that they see on the internet about just releasing music, and they ain't even take these steps. Out of all these ads, I don't never see nobody talking about foundation building. You see what I'm saying? They talk about everything else, marketing, doing all this stuff, content, but nobody ever slows down an artist and say, yo, bro, here's what you got to do first before any of that happens.
Right. Then, people watch Beyonce, you know, drop a brand new singer and just blow up the internet, and they think they can do the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. And
you know what's funny? Even if they do the same thing, they're gonna still be trying to figure out whether or not they're getting paid or not. They may not get a check when they blow it up.
Right.
Because they ain't set these steps up. You see what I'm saying? They relying on TuneCore to send them their check, and TuneCore got an infrastructure that you know. I don't want to wait on my money through no company like that. I want my money. If I make $1, I want the $1.
Absolutely. You know, check and balance, man. You want to be able to look and see your numbers as you move forward, man. Who wants somebody else telling them what's on the charts and you can't see it yourself?
You can't see it. You can't confirm it.
Right. So basically, what you're saying is, if you take the necessary steps, you can follow the data and see exactly where you're at in terms of volume, sales, revenue, all that stuff right there.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Absolutely. See, the metrics is everything, right? When you start running your ad campaigns and your ad dollars, you're gonna be looking at the same thing. You're gonna be trying to figure out who's watching the ad, so you know how to put the money where it gotta go, right? You're gonna know how old they are. You're gonna know, you know, if they Black, white, Latino. You want to know all these different things. They single, they got a husband or a wife, you know, they got children, you want all this information, because all this information will give you the proper way to market to them. You understand your buyer at that point. You see what I'm saying?
So now this is different from owning your masters and owning your publishings. Am I wrong or right?
I mean, these are steps. So these 5 steps is owning that.
Okay, that's what I want clarity on. All right.
Okay, these 5 steps collectively is owning that. All right. A lot of people believe, yo, if I record this music in my computer, that's my master. Yes, it is technically, right? But it's only you against the world to prove that. If you send me that session so I can mix it, I now have a master copy in my drive.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
So now I can say,
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No, I can say it was my master. If I take that master copy and go get it copyrighted with these steps that I'm telling you, it's my record. It's not yours.
Wow. So you can go from thinking that it's completely yours to end up going into a joint ownership type of situation.
Absolutely. Happens all the time.
Okay. How can an artist avoid that?
By taking these 5 steps.
All right. Just in case people weren't paying attention, it goes right back to those 5.
And doing it first. Doing it before you do anything.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, do it first. Like, do it first. So when back in the day when I was pitching records to get placed on, industry artists, right? I always had this phobia to make sure all my stuff was copywritten first before I get out there and pitch.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, as I got into more corporate music business, I started learning that these guys don't even the big wiz didn't even copyright their stuff because they knew they had money and lawyers to fight if somebody was to say something different than what they were saying. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Independent artists don't have that luxury.
Nah, not at all.
Not at all. Like, not at all. You give me a record and I'm Jay-Z, you give me a record and your poetry is super dope. You see what I'm saying? And I go, yo, this is hot. I'm about to use this, man. It's going to be the intro to one of my songs.
Right.
How you going to fight me if I decide to be a jerk and keep that?
Yeah.
You're going to try to pull all your strings. You're going to try to get the best lawyer that you can, but at the end of the day, you can't fight. You can't fight. What they say, you can't box with the hands of God. And when you up there,
arms too short.
Your arms too
short. Short to fight with corporations, people with connections. Yeah, you just right.
Absolutely. Right. So it's an independent market. If independent people aren't thinking this way, then they setting up to fail out the gate. They just creative people. They need to go sign a deal with somebody.
Now, I'm an artist. I send my stuff out. What type of agreements or arrangements should I be making with folks? I know they have like a barter system arrangement, an on-spec agreement, do-it-yourself, work-for-hire approach, production company deal, record label deal. If I stick with my 5 steps, I can avoid all that. I mean, but
if you stick with your 5 steps, you have the ability to leverage what you have.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So all those agreements are, if you decide to sign with an independent label, right? A smart independent label is going to secure a recording agreement, and that recording agreement is going to be structured like a partnership agreement. You see what I'm saying? Right. Now, because 9 times out of 10, the independent artists don't know none of the stuff I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
So since they don't know none of the stuff I'm telling you right now, what ends up happening is they lose themselves. You see what I'm saying? So how you signing with me? I'm Reign Forever. You don't know nothing, none of these steps. I'm already secured in these steps.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
You're gonna do your deal. I'm gonna ask for more.
Right.
Because I'm the one that knows the steps. You don't know the steps.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then the fact that you don't know the steps, you can mess up my money because you'll start arguing with me about what to do with these records, and you don't know how to monetize it. You're just happy with doing videos and singing and dancing.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
I put a record out tomorrow. Nobody in this world probably heard the record, but I can find 20 ways to monetize it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And my bills are still going to get paid.
Okay. So let me ask you to do this, because I think I took you off course a little bit. Can you just go back and just recap those 5 steps for anybody who just, tuned into the show?
Okay, so when this website is up with a week and a half from now, it's www.reignfmg.com. Okay, it's the same tag that's next to my name on the screen. So it's www.reignfmg.com. It's going to be I wrote an ebook called F It, I'll Do It Myself. It has 10 steps in this book that gives you some more details about these steps. Okay, and that book is going to be available for people. I'm gonna have a free checklist for you when that happens. You know what I mean? The book it ain't gonna cost no money for real. It might be like $3-5. It ain't gonna be nothing crazy. It's just it's really put in position to empower you guys. You see what I'm saying? Now, once you get this situation, so once you understand the steps, now you're in a position to leverage yourself to do something great. okay? Because now you can talk about doing deals with people, and when you start having conversation with people, you know what they're talking about, right? When you say, yo, I want to keep my masters, and you don't know what a master is, and you don't even know how to monetize your masters, or you don't even know what it means to own your masters, the imprint is going to look at you like, what are you talking about? You can't have your masters. You don't know what to do with these masters. You're going to slow my money up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And no imprint is going to want that. So you're better off taking these 5 steps. 1, identify your Secretary of the State of the state you live in, okay? Set up a business, whether sole proprietor, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, whatever type of structure, taxable structure you want to set up that you feel is best for your situation. The next step is go through and take the lyrics and the basic melody of the song and copyright that joint. Do the PA form PA form for your performances, and then the SR form for the actual sound recording, the actual recording of the record. And that copyright is the copyright that gets monetized. That's the one movies want to know if you own. People want to know who own that copyright, because that's the copyright that makes the money. The sound recording copyright. You see what I'm saying? Then
Yep.
The third step is identify and obtain your codes. Go to ISRC. See, another thing I want to say too, the ISRC, all these websites have .org at the end.
Right.
Okay? Anything that says .org is meant to empower you. You see what I'm saying? Or inform you of some sort.
Right.
So when you see .org for the copyright situation, or the UPC situation, or the ISRC situation, they're not here to bust you in the head with prices. They're here to say, yo, this is how you own what you're doing, okay? Obtain these codes and be in position to own it, all right? So step 3 is going to be obtain your codes, right? It's like the Matrix. You want all of your numbers. You want to have all your numbers in your spreadsheet on your computer. You dig? So that someone, if I come to you and say, yo, that's a hot record, such and such, I want to re-release it, right? I should be able to go to you and say, get the yes or no, and then you lend me your codes so I can re-release the record.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because if I have to put new codes on it, then it's my record.
Got you.
And you don't want that to happen, because what I do with it has nothing to do with you at that point.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So step 4 is registering your song with the PRO, ASCAP, CSAT, BMI, Sound Exchange, okay? Register those songs, because those companies' job is to collect money from whoever is using your song in public display. The Walmart that's playing the Spotify playlist on the sound system, the Starbucks that's playing the Apple playlist on the sound system. You're right. Whoever playing your music, they got to pay you, and those PRO's job is to come there. They to pay the artist cops. They're gonna come and say, yo, you got to pay these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? D-Moss, you're pretty popular in your hometown. I'm sure at some of these venues you might have got approached by one of these reps. And they probably said, yo, do you have a license for ASCAP or BMI to play these records in here?
I've had artists come after me saying, well, I perform at your venue and I have rights as an artist. Not only should I get compensated, I should also get compensated because my music was performed in your venue. So I've been approached at all that, which is why it's necessary for anybody, promoter or performer, make sure you always have legal counsel, because otherwise you can find yourself out a lot of cash.
You'll find yourself in a bad situation, definitely. You know what I mean? And the 5th step is to set up an account with Song Trust so that they can be the brains and the working force behind handling the administrative support you need to make sure these systems are in place, right? They the icing on the cake. Huh?
said it's called Song Trust.
Song Trust, correct.
Okay.
There's a bunch of them out there, but Song Trust is the one that I choose. And they're not paying me to promote them, so they just dope. And I wouldn't want anybody to just go somewhere else outside of Song Trust because it's an automated situation. It's a flat fee up front. Whatever they get on their I don't think that they even take a royalty rate, but if they do, it's no more than 15%.
Okay.
Right.
Cool. Wow, it's a lot of info.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a bunch, yo.
So let me ask you, I'm an artist. I'm an up-and-coming artist. I'm pretty successful so far, effectively getting my music out there. But I can make music. I can perform music. This stuff right here, I just draw a blank. I'm trying to remember everything that you said. If I went to hire someone like yourself to secure the services, how trustworthy are those folks? What do prices range from? Because the first thing people ask me when I tell them about what you do and what others similar to you do, they're like, well, how much is that going to cost me? I don't know. I don't do that work. I'm just telling you, you need to get it done and you need to seek counsel. In that case, if I send someone to CEO Self, just a ballpark, I know it's probably specific to the entertainer, the amount of work involved, but how would you determine what the rates would be? Because people need to secure those types of services. For
sure. So, in when it comes to coaching careers, music careers, right? Because now you're talking about, so it's consultation, then it's coaching, then it's actually performing the work.
Yep.
Right. So consultation, you can expect to pay anywhere between 125 to 175 per hour. It's a little less than a lawyer, but it's specific to your career. You dig what I'm saying? Now, in a consultation conversation, you're going to get all the stuff I'm telling you. They're just advising you what needs to be done, right? They're not doing the work for you. They just advising you on what needs to be done, right?
Yep.
Same thing with coaching. You could get on a coaching situation and you could pay anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000 for somebody to coach your career, right? They're not going to physically do the work, but they're going to be by your side the whole process. And you get to utilize their resources to help execute the process. Okay? Now, if you want someone to actually physically do the work, that's a little more, a little more money because now it's working hours. You see what I'm saying? To sit down, to do the copyright for you, to be your administrative aid, and somebody may want you to just sign a deal to do something like that, or you'll be paying them, monthly or quarterly, essentially.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right now, Reign Forever, you guys provide those types of services, though.
Correct. As of in the next couple of weeks, our website, we're gonna have those services posted. Specifically, consultation and coaching. We're not gonna get into the hands-on, do the work for you, right? I really believe that if you call yourself an independent musician, you need to be taught how to do it and then do it. You don't want to get in the habit of paying people services to do the work for you, and you've never got your hand dirty to get it done. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I know for sure our consultation, once we launch next week, is going to be $175 an hour with a mandatory 2 hours, because we can't have these conversations in just 1 hour and you think something is going to happen. Right. So we do a mandatory 2 hours with that. Our coaching fee is going to be $3,000. All right. And that's the bottom of the the bottom of the bracket, because there's other coaches that are charging way more than $3,000. It's going to be like $10,000 to do that.
And just for clarification, although you're like relaunching your brand, relaunching your website, you're not new to this. I just want to make sure people understand, make sure they get that clear. This is a service that you guys have been providing for a couple of years now. I think I interviewed you on 90.7 about 2 or 3 years ago on similar types of information. Am I incorrect?
No, you're right. So we've been consulting people for a very long time. We actually so the company itself started as a music publishing company. Okay, so if anybody ever if anybody knows anything about music publishing, it's very, very, very intricate, right? Those numbers and the administrative side of it, they call it the nerd side of the music business. Okay. So what ended up happening with that is our job is to protect, monetize, right, and secure opportunities for the copyright, not necessarily the song. You see what I'm saying? So when we put songs into our catalog, we basically own parts, if not all, of the copyright of it, right? So when we started our publishing company, we was just out there pitching songs and getting writers and doing all this stuff with the producers and placing these records. And we started to see that the independent community was getting raped in between that process. You see what I'm saying? So if you wasn't signed to a publishing company, you wasn't getting the opportunity to be placed on a Gucci Mane album or a No ID project or anything, right? You couldn't get in the room with Monica or Brandy or all these people at that time. You wasn't able to get there. So we became the conduit for that, right? And we started to help artists get in the room, all right? Once we started to get these artists in the room, we said, yo, we need to start helping these people have foundation and structure because it's becoming a headache for us to do that while we're trying to pitch. You see what I'm saying? So what ended up happening is that relationship turned in the publishing company. We had some great success. We ended up publishing the Love Yours record with J. Cole, which was super dope, a great opportunity. We did the Racks on Racks, which discovered everybody's favorite Southern rapper, Future. And then, turned around and I restructured my man Bangladesh's label with his partner. You know what I mean? I restructured Big Cat. So I ended up doing all this stuff for all these different people. And we just me and my wife had a brain fart. We need to just do all this stuff for ourselves. And that's kind of where we got. That's how we got to this point. And then we wanted to be able to provide this information to the independent community. So that's where the website is going to be. It's going to be a full-fledged information hub, you know what I mean, through our blogs and our services, and also culture building and crew building so that people, when you see a logo like this, you know that individual is independent. You know what I mean? And they proud to be independent. They ain't trying to get no deals or nothing. They happy to be on tour by themselves and infrastructure, putting together their own marketing campaigns and doing their own brand deals with other companies and all this other stuff. You see what I'm saying?
All right. So
our goal is to keep empowering them.
We have 7 minutes left. I was just told we have, 6.5 minutes left. So I got to go to the video. I got to get this joint on by Shamrock. Then I'm going to come back and get closing thoughts from you, or closing summary rather, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, people, here we go. This, I believe, is Shamrock, my brother.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? Shout out to all my brothers, to the boys that's getting to the paper, to the ones that care for their sons and daughters, to the ones I can hit up with them on the dub whether they. My brothers be acting a fool, and if you dissing, they back in the two. Shout out to the gang, yeah, that's running shit. Anytime I see him, hey, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? What's good, brother? From another mother. We used to wear hand-me-downs, now we in Balenciagas. Remember we used to be hotheads and get in trouble, and now we get paid for walkthroughs and make it bubble. The rate double, you niggas in trouble. I break bread with my brothers, it's nothing. Keep it real with my brother, no bluff. And I kill for my brothers, it's nothing. Hey, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. Put it all on the line for the bro. I heard you, yeah. Cause that's my brother, just like the nigga my mother gave birth to. Was there in every single rough jam, love fam. So you know I'm jumping out the window for my bruh, man. I'm one that my brother jump into the fire for. Shit, the nigga probably even fire for. Believe somebody that I done split meals with. It's forever love for my brother, and that's real shit. That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother? That's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, yeah. What's good, brother?
We had.
All right, y'all. That's that joint by Shamrock called Brother. Get a chance, check it out. Hit all platforms. He's out there. Get his music. Support the brother. Independent artist, and yeah, do what it do. Again, I'm on One Man CEO Self. We're talking about all the different ways you can protect your intellectual property. Nobody wants to give anything away. Your brain trust is your brain trust. You want to hold on to it, secure it, and you want to profit off of it. I know I do. So with that, I'm with my man CEO Self. We got about 2.5 minutes left. You want to summarize as much as you can, tell people what they need to do, and again, make sure you got your information in terms of how they can secure your services, because this is about commerce, correct?
For sure, bro. For sure. All right. So at the end of the day, I really want you guys to understand that it is extremely possible for you to be solely in control of your destiny. Okay. But it just requires some steps. Okay. Take these 5 steps, make sure those steps is happening. Create your business. You know what I mean? Follow everything to the T, get your PRO situated, sign up with Song Trust. You know what I mean? Do your copyrights, get your codes, do all the things that's necessary to really be an owner and profit from your career. Okay. At the end of the day, make sure you guys follow us. Follow me at CEO Self, the mogul, on all platforms. Follow my company at Rain FMG on all platforms. The website is going to be loaded with a bunch of resources within our blogs, columns. We got some great writers. D Moss is actually going to give us a monthly contribution. So we really, really, really want everybody to have the opportunity really to reign forever. Take your talent and reign forever. It's yours. Do it and become who you see yourself to be. Chase your destiny. So,
all right, that's what's up. And again, you guys are situated out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Correct. Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We are definitely situated in Atlanta, Georgia. Rosmos. I don't know if you know Rosmos. He just dropped a link, but I used to work with Rosmos some years ago, and that brother is super informative. So everybody check him out and listen to the music that he creates. Super dope.
That's what's up, my man. How you doing, Roz? All right, brother. With that being said, I want to thank you. And one more time, your website, they can reach you where?
The website is www.rainfmg. That's REIGN, F as in Frank, M as in Mary, G as in girl.com. Follow me on all social medias at CEO Self, the mogul. Okay. And follow the company at Rain FMG on all platforms. Until next time, I love you guys. Make sure you reign forever. Do what you got to do to be your own boss. Stay independent. Peace.
All right. And this show has been.
Thanks for inviting me. I almost forgot, man. I love you, man.
Back at you. This show has been partially sponsored by the Springfield Arts and Cultural Council. So when you get an opportunity, make sure you send them an email, let them know you've seen this and you supported this broadcast. And we're gonna close it out with this joint called Whoa. It's one of my new favorites by Yelly B and Dre Zounds, y'all. Yo, CEO, much love to you, brother. I'll catch up with you. It's all love, man. We out.
Sure. We out.
No, I gotta turn everybody head every time that I walk in the spot. All the people show us love, cause we do this with a passion, know that it won't stop. Say this my jam, but this your song. It's a celebration, baby, all night long. Sip that drink, off that wall, party like it's the first, even though it's last call. Hey, where the party at? Grown women is on the way, where the Bacardi at? I'm looking jagged on the edge of my seat, that's no cap, smooth cat, Casanova in herself had to be exact. I love it when the DJ get to playing my shit, that lets me know who the city really rock with. Whoa, I think the shorty tryna lock lips, tell her she should be like people get poppin'.
No, I'm sorry, it's not on the list. It's not on the list. We just checked. You want me to check? Not. Listen, wait, I'm not allowed to hit women.
That was a woman?
Hey, look, you trying to be Ron Baker. Look at his outfit. Ron would never wear that.
You got this what? Salvation Army?
Nah, you're on the list though. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Ron Baker. Alright, yeah, y'all not good, but you can go, mama.
Yeah, Medusa.
Go ahead. I'm gonna fight you. Look, you can. Alright, you bigger than us, but
you're not gonna.
You know what? You gonna do something about that beard, cause it don't connect.
I have a black t-shirt.
You too, bro.
Girl, I'm just wildin' out, quit acting shady. Wanna have a good time, quit contemplating. But this the last shot, I'm tired of waiting. All you gotta say is that you're down. No, I gotta turn everybody head every time that I walk in the spot. All the people show us love, cause we do this with a passion, know that it won't stop. Say this my jam, but this your song. It's a celebration, baby, all night long. Sip that drink, off that wall, party like it's the first, even though it's last call.
Y'all thought that it was a party, well I just stepped in, where's the Bacardi? Me and my girls thinking about getting naughty, and so for you I'm feeling sorry. Cause the game I'm kicking classic just like an Atari. Body cool, Bugatti. So tonight I might take you home, make you forget them girls and silence your phone. I'm a whole vibe with a sexy tone, but I could snap like a whip as if I was your master. Designing the blueprint of my happily ever after. Just living life to the fullest, deal with the aftermath after. I've been through them chapters, your story is backwards. I'm done with you cappers.
Come in like a snap buddy, like an rapper, an actor, the Jedi master, blunt passer. I'm higher than Chip from NASA. Art crafter, every pic is a life capture. Revelation man spitting rapture, that's a factor. Ironic, I only came out for the profit on my Diddy shit. Once I get the drinking, then I'm plotting. Champagne popping and the music ain't stopping.
And my city lit, play our shit, get the bopping. He feeling the way I'm flowing, make him wanna lip locking. Got them bitches staring, we talking, but it be gossip. It's the last call, get off the wall, don't waste your time. When harmonic opposites attract, you can unwind. But lottie-dottie, we like to party. We don't cause trouble, we don't bother nobody. Relax and chill, just enjoy the vibe. Ignore the haters watching outside cause we live. Hey.
No, I gotta turn everybody head every time that I walk in the spot. All the people show us love, cause we do this with a passion, know that it won't stop. Say this my jam, but this your song. It's a celebration, baby, all night long. Sip that drink, off that wall, party like it's the first, even though it's last call.
Lottie-dottie, we like to party. We don't cause trouble, we don't bother nobody. Relax and chill, just enjoy the vibe. Ignore the haters watching outside cause we live. Hey.